Hey folks, it's Steve in Ukraine. I hope you can hear me over the rain on the roof. It's extraordinary. At 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock this morning, it was 50 degrees C in here because there was brilliant sunshine, and now it's a whole lot cooler. But this window here and the windows right at the other end, I've managed the airflow, and I got the temperature in here to drop 20 degrees C just by opening those two windows, and there's just a little bit of a wind, and it shifts all the air through there, and sometimes you get the plants moving in the draft. So there's a nice air tunnel, and it's a good way to manage airflow. Airflow is important because then you don't get fungi, or you can control fungi and pests. If I open all of these windows, I can get all the pests in. But the things that I want are praying mantis, ants, birds. Birds come in. Anything that eats the pests would be fine. They're very welcome. And as I told you before, there are a dozen toads in here somewhere. You see them occasionally. So I've learned a lot since last year. So here we are, mid-May. And I know now what grows well in here, and I know what is a problem, what is problematic to grow. As you can see, these cucumbers are doing very well, and this was an experiment. There are two different varieties. There's a climbing cucumber, and there are bush cucumbers. Bush cucumbers are already flowering. So these are going to be lots of cucumbers, probably about 4 or 5 per plant. These just needed staking. I put these stakes in to keep the young plant off the ground because they get diseases and fungi and God knows what if you don't get them off the ground. But the climbers are doing very well, as you can see. You just have to direct these in the morning. These doodahs here, the feelers. You've got to give them a bit of a twist around your string, and off the plant goes. And you come back the next day and it's another 10 centimeters taller or something. So that's very interesting. And I'm keeping them free of disease so far. And I've got them surrounded with garlic, and I don't know if you can see basil. I planted a lot of basil. They are not just beautiful plants in themselves, and we need them in the kitchen, but they help with pests. These, I'm surprised at how slow aubergines grow. They're growing well, they seem to be okay, but again, I'm just how slow they grow. They were planted at the same time as these cucumbers. So cucumbers are in. I'm going to get a lot more cucumbers. And I'm going to probably plant about 10 meters of cucumbers in here. I'll find a way of doing it. So all of this is going to be aubergines and garlic on the edges and basil. I'm looking for thyme and rosemary, so basil, thyme and rosemary, my 3 favorite herbs for the kitchen. And these are aubergines. A lot of them didn't come up. This is a different variety of... these aren't aubergines. These are zucchini. And you see the spaces? There should be 3 or 4 in a row. And a lot of them haven't come up. So that means probably the soil was too cold. So it's warmer now, and as you can see, these are thriving. Despite the fact that there's a little bit of disease here and there. That might just be too much moisture. You have to keep them off the ground. So you use a stake to hold them up off the ground. Otherwise, there's a lot of disease in the moisture. So they seem to be okay. Lots of them here. And a couple of random cabbages that the seeds just got over there. Might be the toads. Maybe the toads wander around at night. Gennadi's aloe I'm working on. I've transplanted a lot of them and they seem to be okay. I didn't want to kill all of Gennadi's aloe plants, but they seem to be okay. They seem to be surviving. They've been here about 2-3 weeks now, maybe possibly even a month, and they're doing all right. So I'm going to rationalize them all into this bigger area here. So we get Gennadi, a lot of aloe vera, a lot of aloe juice. Things I have problems with are this variety is doing okay. This one is fine. We get these horrible little red spiders everywhere, and they before you get the red spider, you get a spider mite that you can't see, and it gets under the leaves of the plants, and you can see these are also runner beans, but you see where the leaves are white. It's because the mites, these red, what become these red spiders, are mites, and you can't see them, you need a microscope, but they suck the leaves, and they eat all of the process that you need. I need to string the rest of these up. These are ready to be strung up. All the juices out of the leaves so that you don't get photosynthesis. So more basil here, as you can see. This was supposed to be a whole bunch of variety of another bean, this one. And then look at this. These are really, they've been here a month, they're really quite unhealthy. So I don't think, and this was all runner beans, and I had to move them from, there's one here that's decided it's going to say hello Steve. I'm going to move that over here, which is what I did with this area. Very few of them came up, and so I moved them in this area. So runner beans don't really belong in a greenhouse, it would seem. And just in case you don't like it, I'm going to kill that spider.